Now, brought to you by the people over at MMDTM Radio, who bring you such shows as My Mama Done Told Me, Happening Now, Bedtime Stories, Small Documentary, and more. This is Wattaya Know, the show where we separate the brilliant from the brainless with a series of random trivia from around the globe. You never know what you might have to know. I am your host and contestant, Coco O'Hearn. Each player gets asked a question by the player on their left. Then they have to come up with an answer within a few seconds. If they're right, great. If they're wrong, someone else gets a chance to steal the question and get it right. Great. If no one gets it, great. We don't keep score. We just want to know what do you know? Now, let's meet our contestants. Across from me, once again, is the witchy wild weirdo we wonderfully don't want to win. My sister, Ruben Riggs. Hi, Ruben.
Hi. What's going on, Coke?
Oh, now all of a sudden you're like not hyper?
What? I haven't been hyper. I've been very reserved. I'm demure.
Such a quiet night. That's me, just being quiet.
Just being chill.
You weren't just freaking out like 5 minutes ago before
What
we
was I
started.
doing? That was freaking out. No, I wasn't. Okay, anyways.
And joining us as always, the matriarch,
Mama.
the mother load, the silver fox, the one to watch, the always lovely Mama Cat. Hi, Ma.
How come you didn't say you don't want her to win?
Because
What?
I don't mind if she wins. I mind if you win.
Oh, Trixie.
There is no winners. It's all great.
Great.
Yep. Great.
And boys and girls and Trixie.
Do you smell that?
You smell that?
What is that smell?
It smells like dust and IPA.
Dust. Why dust?
R40. No, R, yeah.
R40. Oh, refrigerant. Yeah,
Yeah.
R410A.
R410A.
Oh, yeah.
It's our trivia sharpshooter who's come all the way to our studio to bless us with his presence. It is the infamous Deadeye Nick Dolan,
Nick Jolan.
a.k.a. Jasper Cherry. What's up, Jasper?
Howdy, folks. Not much.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy. And of course, I am your host, Coco O'Hearn. Coco O'Hearn. The Coco O. Let's play What Do You Know? We will be using cards from Wits End. This is what Wits End looks like.
Would you look
There
at
it
that?
is.
There it
Just
is.
look at it.
Look at it.
Each card has 4 categories to battle your brain. We will start with category number 1 on the first round, move to category number 2 on the second round, and so on and so forth. And you all are so smart. I know you're going to know what happens in round 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be 4 rounds total. Okay? We all have our cards. Before we recorded, we decided that Lauren was going to start.
We did.
Ruben Riggs
Yep.
is going to start. Category 1 is teaser. Let's get right into our game. Teaser, can you solve the riddle? Fun and challenging, these rhyming riddles will have you scratching your head as you try to figure out the answer. Sister, let's play.
Let's play. Am I
Woohoo.
asking you?
Yep.
At this informal sale, you may uncover a treat. In another context, no legs, yet 3 feet.
Oh, I know.
What is a yard?
Very good.
Yes.
Had
Very
it.
good.
Did you have
Very
it?
good.
I didn't.
I
I
didn't
did have
either.
that one.
I was trying to
Yes.
figure it out still. When you said it, it clicked.
Yeah.
Good job.
3 feet.
Good
What's
job.
the
3
only
feet.
thing with 3 feet
And no legs.
and no legs? A yard.
Mm.
Good job, Jeff.
Yeah.
Great.
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 Are you ready, Mr. Jasper?
Yes.
Here's your teaser. With power, a terrifying notion. At 0, the ceasing of motion.
That power, a terrifying notion. At
Notion.
0
The ceasing of
of
motion.
Boy, nothing is coming to my head.
These are
here.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm anywhere in the ballpark.
Mom, do you know?
The only thing I could really think of is, at 0, the ceasing of motion. It's kind of like a speed thing. Like if you're
Mhm.
0 miles an hour, you're moving. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll just guess, and you can tell me I'm wrong here, but I'll just say speed.
Is incorrect. With power, a terrifying notion. At 0, the ceasing of motion.
Okay, I'm gonna just guess.
Yes.
Centrifugal force.
Nope. The answer is absolute. The references absolute power and absolute 0. Nope. Absolute 0 equals 0 degrees Kelvin, and molecular activity believed to grind to a halt.
That makes sense.
I would have never got
it
that.
does. Me either.
Never in
Absolute power.
million years.
All right, Nicholas, why don't you read our lovely mother over there a question?
Okay. Consider. Okay, it says consider, and then there's a colon. So consider
Weird.
bond, link, or tie often necessary when you fly. Consider bond, link, or tie often necessary when you fly.
When you fly?
Yeah.
I don't know.
These are hard.
I have no
I will
clue.
read it again. Consider a bond,
A bond.
link, or tie. Then the next part is often necessary when you fly.
So I'm thinking flying on the airplane. Is that what they're talking about? Because people don't fly. A bond, link, or tie. I don't have an idea. Anyone? Connection?
Nailed it!
Wow.
Pulled it out at the last minute.
Wow.
Nice
Nicely
job,
done.
Mom.
Oh my
Thank you.
goodness
Nice.
gracious.
You did it.
Wow.
You did it.
Great!
I was great. I was thinking of. I kept thinking like of luggage. You know, the
Yes.
links and the ties and all that. I don't know why it came to me, but anyway. Okay, Lauren, it's
All
my
right.
turn to read to you.
Okay.
All right. A symbol relating to brand, a state of how things stand. I'll read it again. A symbol relating to brand, a state of how things stand.
So like a logo, a symbol relating to brand would be like a logo.
A state of how things stand.
Lauren, do you want to talk through it with me?
Sure.
Okay, so I don't know it.
I don't either.
Okay, so a symbol relating
To
to brand.
Mhm.
So let's forget about that one.
Okay.
The state of how things stand.
A
So,
state of how things stand.
so how things stand, like how things are. So is it
Mhm.
like report? No?
We're talking it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn her mic off.
At least I'm not mouthing the answer.
Right. Okay, so a state
State of how things stand. So like
upright. Or you stand in an upright state.
I mean
Vertical.
a state of how things stand. Like I was thinking more along the lines of like how things are, like a situation, like
Yeah, that's why I went to report, but
yeah,
I don't because I can't think of another word for that.
state of how things stand.
Okay, so a symbol related to brand would be so logo is the 1st thing that comes. A
Mascot. A
well,
I don't
this is
know.
me tapping out.
yeah, me too.
Come out.
What is it?
Okay, it's status. Status symbol.
Oh, I don't like
And
it.
a state of how things stand. What is the status of that thing?
The
And
symbol of
as-
a brand.
well, a symbol would be a status symbol. Is like a really expensive car can be a status symbol for somebody.
Yeah, I guess that's
That's very
It's
reachy.
fine.
Yeah.
It's
I
fine.
guess it's
whatever.
fine.
Great.
It's on the card. They must have researched
Yeah.
it.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Great.
Homie, don't play that.
On to round 2.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Round 2, meaning we can move on to the second one in our category on our cards here. That is called Which One Doesn't Belong? Just as it sounds.
Just as it's
Just as it sounds. After reading the clue, you are given 4 terms, but only 3 of them have something in common. Find the odd one out.
okie dokie.
All right, Lauren.
Jeff, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Coco.
Coco ready.
Coco O'Hearn.
Coco O'Hearn.
Okay. Which of these stories was not in the collection of Grimm's fairy tales?
Ooh.
A. Cinderella. B. Little Red Riding Hood. C. Pinocchio. D.
What?
Pinocchio. D. Sleeping Beauty.
Could you read them one more time?
Yes. Which of these stories was not in the collection of Grimm's fairy tales? Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I know this, but I want to give it a few
Ticks.
clicks here.
Mm-hmm. Tick.
Okay, so I'm just going to speak this out, but you guys stay quiet so that you don't put me into
You
it.
just keep thinking I'm going to say something, don't you?
I said you guys.
I
I don't want Lauren to be like, nope, nope.
I wasn't
But
gonna do
and
anything.
I know, but I don't want anyone to be like, no, that's not, because I just
No,
want
it's
to
your turn.
talk it
You
out.
want to
Okay.
talk it
You can
out
talk.
loud.
Okay,
Go for it.
so when I look at these, obviously we've got Disney movies made out of 3 of them. That would be Cinderella, Pinocchio, and Sleeping Beauty. I don't recall there being a legitimate full-length Disney movie of Little Red Riding Hood. So initially, that's my first knee-jerk reaction. If I had to choose quick, it would be that one. However, I feel like there's something in the recesses of my brain that, whether it's one of the like movies where they redid like the Grimm tales or whatever, that puts Little Red Riding Hood in there. And in that case, you've got 3 stories that have to do with a young woman: Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, and Sleeping Beauty, leaving Pinocchio as the odd one out, about a little wooden real boy. Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty are very kind of similar type stories, which is the girl or the woman who is sort of in need of some help from something, and they get it through falling in love and all of that. Pinocchio and Little Red Riding Hood, not so much, but Pinocchio would be a character who needs help, and then I think I'm gonna go with Little Red Riding Hood.
Final answer?
Yep.
Anybody else?
So I have a thought process on this. I don't know if it's right. I do not know the answer off the top of my head, but I've always thought the Grimms to be a little bit on the darker side.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I know I'd heard that the real story of Pinocchio, not the Disney one, was very kind of dark, and there were some gruesome things with it. Little Red Riding Hood obviously fits that mold.
Yeah.
So then we're between Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella, and I just feel like of the 2, Sleeping Beauty has a little darker take to it. So my answer would be Cinderella is...
Mom?
So what's left?
You got a
Pinocchio?
50-50, yeah, Pinocchio and
Pinocchio
Sleep-
or Sleeping
Well, I
Beauty.
can remember growing up that we had a book that had Aesop's Fables in it, but it didn't have Grimm's Fairy Tales. I never thought these Disney movies would be from Grimm's Fairy Tales. But I'm going to say Pinocchio.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
It was Pinocchio.
So I should have gone with
Pinocchio
the-
appeared in Colladi's, I don't know if that's how you say it, but
Mm.
Colladi's The Adventures of Pinocchio in 1883. Grimm's fairy tales were a collection of German folk stories recorded and published by two brothers, Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm, between 1812 and 1857. The final collected edition consists of 210 tales, none of which is Pinocchio.
Wow.
Interesting.
There's
So I
probably a
should
lot of those fairy tales we've probably never read or
Mhm.
heard.
Come
of.
on
I
now,
should have
that's
gone with
interesting.
my
Goot.
well, no, my gut was Little Red. What I went with.
Yeah.
I should have gone with the Brothers Grimm like to write about young women, I guess.
Mm-hmm, I guess so.
Okay. Well, with that being said,
Good.
I guess
Moving on.
I guess that means it's my turn to read, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, Nick, you ready for odd one out?
Yeah.
Which one of these characters was not associated with the Robin Hood myth?
Oh.
This is probably going to be really easy if you know anything about the Robin Hood myth. Is the answer A, Little John, B, Friar Tuck, C, Sheriff of Rothingham, or D, Maid Marian?
Probably not the Sheriff of Rothingham.
Yeah.
Final
That was
answer.
the easiest
Right.
question
I
ever.
Sheriff
know.
of
It's like, whatever.
Well, and like you
It's
can't even say
Rotherham.
Little John
It's
without going
Nottingham.
Robin Hood, Little John, what is the forest?
Jumping fences, dodging trees, golly, what a day. Yeah, that's the answer. Sheriff of Nottingham was associated with the
Yes.
Robin Hood myth, not the Sheriff of.
Rothingham.
This actually says Rotheringham. I couldn't even read it. Like
Rotherham.
It's such
It's
such a
stupid,
well-known
yeah.
thing that it's hard to say the wrong.
Yeah, I'm like Friar Tuck, Little John, Maid Marian, and Sheriff of
Rotheringham.
Rotheringham. That's stupid. Okay.
But
All right,
you got
Nick.
it. That's great.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, great.
Great.
All right, Nick.
Here we go, Mama Cat. Which one of these was...
Gross. Come
I'll
on.
start over. Which one of these was not the name given to a series of NASA missions?
Oh, boy. Okay.
A. Mariner. B. Gemini. C. Hermes. Or D. Pioneer.
I'm going to say Hermes.
That is correct.
Yay! Great.
Great.
Great. Yay.
That is great. Nice job, Ma.
All right.
You are
Yeah.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
Two for. All right, Ma.
Okay. I asked Lorenzo.
Mhm,
Yep.
Okay.
Ruben.
Ruben.
mhm.
3 of these countries have roughly half or less the area of Texas.
Okay.
Which one does not? In other words, that would be half or more.
Bigger
Yep.
than half of Texas.
Okay, your choices are Japan,
Mhm.
Egypt,
Mhm.
Germany, and Vietnam.
I don't know.
Read them again, please. If you don't mind, just so I can.
A is Japan, B is Egypt, C is Germany, and D is Vietnam.
I'm just gonna say Egypt just because I don't know the answer.
Okay. What was it? What'd you say? I was trying
I said Egypt.
Okay. The answer.
No.
No.
Don't say
no.
the answer. Say if I'm wrong or not. Am I wrong?
But you're right.
Oh, I am.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice job.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, great. I had
Great.
no idea. What does it say?
Well, that's what I was trying to was trying to understand what it was saying. Egypt is 387,000 square miles, is more than 40% larger than Texas.
Wow.
Dang.
And then,
Our maps are not right.
no, they're not. I don't think.
They're not to scale, I don't think. I mean,
Japan
obviously
is
it's not to scale,
140,000.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Weird.
Interessant.
The way they worded this, the answer is B, Egypt.
Okay.
All right.
Good job, Lauren.
Nice job,
that was
Lauren.
great.
That was great.
Great.
Okay.
That brings us to round 3 with a brand new category.
Ooh.
This is sequence. What is sequence? Oh,
Kid. If it wasn't,
She's
your,
gonna
look
get
at-
it.
if it wasn't your nether regions, I would want to take a picture.
I wonder if that's on camera because it's really funny.
it was a little bit, yeah. All right, that brings us to round 3 with a new category. This is sequence. What is the sequence? List countries by populations, hit songs by dates, historical events by years, animals by size, and much, 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 much more. Lauren,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Ruben,
Okay.
Miss Ruben.
Well, it's my turn.
It's your turn, Jeff.
Okay.
All right. List these events in chronological order.
Okay.
Bloody conflict begins in Rwanda. Euro comes into circulation. Nelson Mandela is freed from prison.
He's taking notes. I didn't bring a notepad.
Well,
Nobody
that's
told
your
you
bad.
couldn't. Okay.
Bloody conflict, Euro, Nelson Mandela. Put them in order. Chronologically. Chronologically.
Okay, so I think Euro, Mandela, Rwanda.
Wrong.
Dang.
Mitty?
Nick.
So was it? I apologize. Was it earliest to latest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yeah, chronologically.
Oh, yeah. That
Chronologically.
is how that works.
Yeah,
The Chronicles of
Narnia.
Chronology.
So I would have guessed on that. Mandela first. Rwanda second and Euro third.
Wow.
Very good,
I didn't
Nick.
know the Euro was so new.
yeah, it's fairly new.
2002.
Jeez.
So Nelson Mandela freed from prison in 1990. Bloody conflict in Rwanda in 1994, and the euro comes into circulation in 2002.
Wow,
Wow,
that's
way
interesting.
off.
I remember when the euro came in because we were.
I do too, but I felt like it was longer
Yeah, I
ago
do.
than that.
Okay, Nick, you ready for sequence?
Yes, sir.
All right. Arrange these by length, longest to shortest. The neck of a giraffe, a bottlenose dolphin, the trunk of an African elephant.
Okay.
Guess it depends on the elephant.
Average.
I'm gonna say just the way you said them: the giraffe, the dolphin, and then the trunk of the elephant.
No.
Ooh.
Okay.
You
Mom?
still did a great job.
Thank you.
It was still great.
I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna switch. Giraffe, elephant, dolphin.
No.
Dolphin, giraffe, elephant.
Yep.
Wow,
Nicely
Lauren.
done, Lauren.
Woo.
Great.
was great.
You are so smart.
I know. Thanks.
How in the world did you figure that out?
I don't know. I was just, I had to use my brain, things like that,
Stuff like that.
So,
All right, Nicholas.
So this is gonna be the most fun question that's
Oh,
ever
great.
been asked.
Okay.
Okay. It says list these dairy products by the percentage change in consumption between 2000 and 2016, highest to lowest increase. So basically, you're trying to figure out
Which day?
individually how much they increased or decreased in consumption, and then putting them in order based on what you think that is.
From least to most increase?
No, most to least.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
So the most.
And what were the years again?
And this was
2000.
between 2000 and 2016.
Gotcha.
He said, fun question. And oh, and I didn't tell you what they are.
No,
The dairy products are milk, cheese, and butter.
Wow.
Isn't that fun?
Not even like feta.
I
Right.
thought for sure one would be like yogurt.
Yogurt.
Yeah, sour cream.
Go-gurt.
Okay, so
No.
we got milk, cheese, and
Butter.
butter. Increase in consumption.
The most
I'll say-
increase.
Or it is possible that they decrease consumption as well, which would obviously put them in the bottom of the list.
Right.
Or at
So,
the
but
end,
you want to know which one increased the most.
No.
No.
He wants you to put them in order.
in order.
Most
Of
to
the
least.
most increase
Yeah,
to the
that's
least.
what I'm saying. So
Yes.
in
Right.
order from the most.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say cheese, milk, butter.
Nope, cheese, butter, milk.
No,
No, butter, cheese, milk.
you nailed it.
Lauren did?
Lauren,
Yep.
did?
Again?
Yep.
Ah!
So, in case you want to know, in that time period, butter consumption increased 28%.
Mm.
Cheese increased 20%.
That was
Oh,
me. That was
cheese
all
was
me
second.
within
Milk
those
went,
years.
yeah.
And milk went down negative
knew.
22%.
I knew it had to
went
be-
I knew milk had gone
Yeah.
down because
Yeah.
a lot of people have gone to like almond milk
Yep.
and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Non-dairy milks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If I would have guessed myself, it would have been cheese because
Yeah, I thought
love
cheese.
cheese.
I do
I
too.
said
cheese,
and
butter,
there's so
milk is-
many, charcuterie boards now and everything.
Yeah.
They're
You
so
mean
popular.
adult Lunchables?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
All
With
right,
wine.
Madre, why don't you read Lauren a question?
Okay, Lauren,
See if I can get my own question.
Are
right.
you
Yeah,
ready
you got
now?
everyone else's.
let's see if you can get this one.
Process
I'm
of
gonna
elimination.
bet the mortgage that she won't get this, but
Probably.
I
Ooh.
wouldn't get
Ooh.
it.
You don't have a
She's
mortgage.
betting the mortgage over
I'm
here.
betting the mortgage.
Okay,
I
She
don't
doesn't
have
have
a
a
mortgage.
mortgage.
Okay, here we go. List these key events in chronological order.
Okay.
Intel introduces the Pentium chip. First commercial cell phone introduced in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And the first satellite launched in global positioning system.
So I'm doing it.
You're
from-
doing what happened
Chronologically.
first,
Okay.
second.
Chronologically.
As soon as
I'm gonna say, the ship one, the last one. What was it?
the satellite.
Yeah.
Okay.
All systems go. And then, can you repeat the other ones?
Intel introduces
Okay,
the
that one
Pentium chip.
next.
That second.
Yep.
Okay.
And then whatever is
The
left.
first commercial cell phone
Yep.
introduced to the United States.
Uh huh.
Wrong.
Okay.
My guess is Intel first, cell phone second, satellite third.
Wrong.
Nick.
I'll say
What?
Since there's only 3.
I'll say Intel first. The
Satellite second?
satellite second, and the cell phone third.
Wrong.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Cooked you guys. It was the cell phone first in 1984.
Whoa.
Wow.
The satellite is 1989.
Hmm.
And the
you-
Pentium chip was 1993.
Will you read the satellite one again?
Yeah. First GPS satellite.
That isn't what you said.
First,
Yes, I did hear her say that.
GPS
I
satellite?
said, I
didn't hear
said
that.
Mhm.
global positioning because that's what it read on here. Global, that's GPS.
Right. Okay. Well, but that's
So
not
on the
what-
back they say GPS,
Oh,
and on
I
the front
see.
I read
Okay.
it.
That's what I wanted to hear because
I
it.
read it as it was on the card.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear because I thought
Yeah.
I didn't put it together that
Yep.
that was
Gotcha.
GPS. I
GP.
guess.
Okay, well, that brings us to our very last round
of this
Mhm.
of this episode.
Mhm.
Can you believe it?
I
It's already
can.
there. The finally, round number 4 in the final category, which is wild card. What will you get?
Oh.
Yeah, brain trivia, maybe true or false, 2 out of 3, word whiz, memory lane, clock is ticking, quotes, or something else. Let's
Oh my
see.
God.
Lauren,
Excited.
ask me a question. A wild card one.
Okay, are you ready for this?
I am. Y'all ready
Okay.
for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Matching pairs. Matching pairs.
Okay.
Select the names of the 2 sisters in Disney's Frozen. Do you need multiple choice?
I'll say no.
Good job, Jeff. Ding, 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 ding.
I did
Great.
it.
Wow, I wouldn't have gotten that. 'Cause
I
never
would've.
said
Great.
Great.
Okay.
That was easy.
That was super
I
easy.
feel like I won.
You did. I think you just
You won that
no.
one.
If you lose, great. If you win,
yeah,
great.
great.
Everything's
If
Everything's
you
great.
don't know it, great.
Great. All of it's great. Every single last one.
Every single last one, never to tell. Okay, Nick, are you ready for your wild card?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one is called Happy Endings.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, my favorite.
Nick.
This is the first and last happy ending that I give Nick.
Gross.
Think of an 11-letter musical instrument that ends in chord.
I got it.
Is it harpsichord?
Yep.
That's what I was gonna
Great.
guess.
Nice.
Great. So far,
Happy
these have
ending.
been really
Good job.
been easy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you're gonna hate me.
Ah.
I didn't know what I was picking. All right. So you got to get 2 out of 3 of these correctly. So you got to correctly complete the names of any 2 of these 3 U.S. national security advisors.
Well, for Pete's sakes.
Oh, for
I'm
Pete's sake.
probably
For
not going to
Petey.
know this one, but we'll see.
For Petey's
So
sake.
the first one, his name was John. We got to do the last name, and he was the security advisor from 2018 to
Wow.
whenever this game
Okay, I
was
don't know
printed.
that one.
The second one was Susan, who was the security advisor between 2013 and 2017. And the third was Steven, who was security
Wow.
advisor between 2005 and 2009.
Okay, I don't
All
know
right, well,
any of those.
Just pick a name.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to say John Adams, Steve Wilson, and Susan B. Anthony. Wrong.
Wrong, but great.
Yeah, great.
Great
Anybody
job.
else
Who
want
were
to take
they?
a
Yeah,
stab?
let me think.
Would you like the names and
Yeah,
dates
he's
repeated?
Nope,
trying
I
to
got
think.
it.
He's
I got
trying
it.
to think
Yeah.
who they are. I won't
Um,
die if he knows these.
I know, right?
It's
Obviously. If you use
John-
the word obviously, sometimes
It's
it comes to you.
it's obviously John Wilkes Booth. It's
Susan Sarandon.
Susan.
Lucci.
Okay, give me the first one. John.
That's John Bolton.
Oh, Michael
I have
Bolton's
my-
brother. John, the security guy.
Oh, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Susan.
Rice.
Oh, yeah,
I have
Susan
heard
Rice.
her. I
Yeah.
remember hearing of
Susan
her.
Rice. And this, the third I'd never even heard of. So
Steven.
Hadley.
Don't know.
Oh, yeah, him,
From To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, that's Boo Radley.
Boo
Sorry.
Radley.
All right.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
That was hard.
that was hard.
Yeah.
now for mine, I have to open up my.
Oh, your
phone here.
timer?
Yeah.
Oh, I am gotta
You-
beat the
you
clock.
You gotta beat the clock.
Oh
here.
my gosh, what do I gotta do? Yodel or something?
No.
For a whole minute. Get the point. Get the point.
Get the point.
Okay. Here's the question, and you have 30 seconds to give me.
30 seconds.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Once I say go, you have
Mhm.
30 seconds to name 3 vehicle brands that end in I.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Start.
Hyundai. Mitsubishi. and Ferrari.
You got it. In 10 seconds.
Great.
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 That was
Nice
great.
job.
Thanks, Jeff.
Lauren.
I go,
Did you tell her? Did you tell her?
I probably would have gotten it with Lamborghini though.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Lamborghini did.
It's all right. I was like, didn't want to
Lamborghini,
have
but-
to
Was it
and there's
Audi ended in
Infinity,
an I?
Audi.
Yeah, it
Yep,
does.
yep.
Maserati.
Not an innie, but an Audi.
Mhm.
Infinity.
Mm-hmm. Infinity is
Maserati.
why.
Infinity is right here. No, they
Is it
got it
I?
on here as an I.
Oh, it is.
Wow.
You're right.
Yep.
Infinity. I didn't know they were written down.
Infinity.
Okay.
They had a few, and then it says or something else.
Or anything we
or
forgot.
anything that has
Anything
been
that
made since this game.
Anything that you want to do.
Well, anyway, that's
I
our
won.
show. We hope you all had fun.
Did you win?
You all
Who
did a
won?
great job. Nobody wins this game.
Oh yeah, that's
We
great.
don't keep points
Great.
because it's all great. It's all great. So thanks for playing. What do you know? What do you know?
What do you know?
If you liked our game or you have any, you want to be on it, we can maybe
Be
have
on
you.
it.
We can maybe have you on one of our games.
That'd
you
be
should
fun.
you should reach out to us because we can be found at on our social medias.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, our
Social
medias-
medias.
Our social medias can be found where, Mom?
Huh?
Where can you find our
Oh.
social medias?
Oh, in the show notes.
Choice.
That was all in the
Choice
wrong
means-
order.
Yeah, there's no right
I
order
thought
or
we had
wrong
an
order.
order. I wasn't prepared. Show notes.
Joy notes. And Lauren, if they want to email us, where can they? Where should they send those electronic messages to?
My mama done told me podcast@gmail.com.
That's correct. Nick, thanks for being here, my friend.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Nick.
Mom,
Yes.
thanks for being here as
Yeah.
always.
Thank you.
Lauren,
Yes.
well done.
Hey, thanks.
Do worse next
what
time.
do you know? No.
Not much. Not much. Okay, we
Not
hope you keep your minds open and be kind to each other. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye. I love you.
Bye.
Let's tell our listeners you love them.
You're supposed to
I
love
love all you listeners.
it.
Okay, are you ready for this?
I am. Y'all ready
Okay.
for this?
Yeah.
Dun,